Hello, I am Paul Thornley and I'm here today for Broadway Con, my first ever Broadway Con, and I'm here with some of the other members of the cast of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child to do a panel.
We started the show about 3 years ago now, so we'll talk about our process and how we've got to where we've got to.
And I'm very excited to meet all the fans.
What's it been like performing what you were doing for so long in the UK here in the smack center of New York City?
Loud, man. You guys are loud. Loud compared with London. Everything's louder. The gasps, the roar of the grease paint, the smell of the crowd, everything is just turned up to 11 over here. It's fantastic.
I think there's something consistent, though, which is the quality of a Harry Potter fan, which is loyal, intense, intelligent, and very attentive. Would you agree? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you gotten used to being part of the greater Harry Potter landscape?
Sharing this experience has been phenomenal, and then we know that there's this bigger world because it was Daniel and Rupert and Emma were the film versions of that, but ultimately this story is the books is where it all starts from. So we understand, all of us, the legacy of what we have to be part of.
Picking up your life story from 19 years later, from when we were leaving off when you were 17, I mean, that's not a very weird concept to me. I frequently feel like I'm still 17, or feel like I got stuck when I was 11, and you know, I'm still essentially that same little boy. That's not complicated or an imaginative leap to me, really, in any way. So I just read the books a lot. I've noticed the differences between me and him. Like, you know, I haven't got green eyes, I haven't got black hair, and I'm not a wizard. But we've got a lot of similarities, and so I just sort of found the common ground and learned the lines and learned where to stand. Really, I'm not very mystical about it that way.
Most people just do a play without any kind of information and backstory, but as Jamie pointed out, we've got this rich theme, and so although she may be less present than some of the other characters in the books, what you get is just fantastic, and you carry inside you that fight, that trauma. Jamie and I talked about the trauma that both Harry and Ginny suffered as kids at the hand of he who shall not be named, and I think that's incredibly rich for a start. You know, how far do you interpret that? And how far does that mean that your relationship with this man you've loved all your life has that fear in it and that strength and that, you know, he saved her life. It's her turn to save his. You know, that there's a lot. It's very, very rich. And also she's funny.
Play would fall apart without Ginny.
Well,
Play.
Yeah, she's certainly, she's very admirable. I do admire her.
I focused mostly on the 19 years between the end of the books to the start of our story. Nice. So, you know, there's this rich tapestry of him between 11 and 18, and I saw my job as filling that time that he has with Astoria.
I tried to discuss with Jack a few times because there was a lot of food jokes. And, you know, I'm a big fan of a food joke, but we got rid of a few of those because I'm incredibly fit.
I was locked in Sonia Friedman's office for 7 hours reading this script cover to cover, and I got to the last page and I put it down and went, this young man is incredibly unlikable. He's a real sod. And if we're seeing a lot of this story through his eyes, I have to make him as relatable as possible. So with Albus, I absolutely try to start with the fun in him. How does he tick? And it all comes down to this friendship and how these two work and their love of things like quizzes. And then once we'd sort of found that, and we bonded as people, and then we bonded the two characters together.
I hated him for the first 3 weeks.
Yes, he did. He hated me for the first 3 weeks.
I'd never met someone so lovely. And I was like, there must be an ulterior motive. He was like, hey mate, would you like a cup of tea? And I was like, what are you up to? I was like, what's his game? And then I realized he's just the most beautiful human being that I'd ever met. And I just love him with all my heart. I think it was the read-through in the first week of rehearsals, yeah. And I remember my first job at a drum school, and Sam had done 5 lines at the RSC or something, and we were
So
sort of
not
sat in
true.
the middle with Parker, who was a seasoned theatre actor, and all these amazing talented people, and we looked in front of us, and it was 2 of the biggest producers in the world, Colin Candler, Sonia Friedman, Jack Thorne, John Tiffany, and then JK Rowling, just like dead in the middle, and me and Sam turned to each other and we were like, holy shit, like, we have to be good. And I remember the first laugh I got, and I remember, like, it was a ball of nerves, and then I remember, like, I got the first laugh on Sweets Always Help You Make Friends, and I looked up and JK was laughing, and I was like, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be good.
I'm sure some of you have been in the same room as her. She's a person who changes the temperature in a room. She's incredibly charismatic. She's really funny and adorable, and she just always looks immaculate.
In a preview in London, I went on for the first scene without the Harry Potter glasses on. And Sonia Friedman almost had a heart attack. And since then, there's like 36 pairs of Harry Potter glasses around in the wings and everything. And it's been a sort of mantra before the show. And it finally happened where I was reading a book in the interval, wearing these glasses, and I didn't change them, and I went on. But I went, Albus, you okay? And I grabbed him, turned around, and Sam Clement went. So I looked like Mr. Fredrickson from Up.
Immediately broke.
I hadn't noticed at all, but that's because
Probably didn't notice.
been married for a while. I
You
don't
came
really
up
look
to me
at him anymore.
afterwards, backstage, and went, what the hell were you looking at that for? I went, have you seen what's on your face?
Yeah.
Do you have any fun kind of, man, this would not happen in Britain stories?
Something that happened the other day, one of the cast members was picking up his car from the car park straight after the show, and he said, I will never do that again, because he overheard someone say, there's just not many songs for a musical.
We hope you enjoyed this look into our day at Broadway Con. Thanks for watching.